It's, did you challenge yourself to be your best? And some of the kids hear this from me year after year after year. And many of them have a very healthy understanding of, I get to challenge myself, but Miss Shawn or any other of my teachers are not going to be mad at me if I don't win. I just recently had a class of 18 kids in tap. That's a lot of kids with tap shoes on. It was too many with tap shoes on in one class. I told the person who now owns the studio, don't ever give me that many in tap shoes again. Even if just a couple of people shift their positions, it's noisy, you know. But, so there was, let's just say, a little conflict throughout the year between me and the kids. And these were like 8 through 10-year-olds, still little kids, but I sometimes forget that. I think that they're 22, you know? I have to remind myself, the little kids, Sean. But I do hold a high standard for them. I definitely do hold a high standard. And every once in a while I would just stop. And one kid would finally catch on. Pretty soon they'd all get quiet. So look, you guys, there's 18 of you, there's only one of me, I need your help here. And so sometimes I'd get a little bit gruff in that. So at the very end of the year, right before the recital, which was just a few weeks ago, I sat them down and I said, okay, listen, I know that I've kind of got a little rough with you this year. I know that there's times that I've had some, you know, it's hard for you to imagine, but I do sometimes. A little hot under the collar, a little, I want to yell, shut up. I find a better way to say it, but it's still, you know, they saw me be a little bit angry at times. And so I just sat them down and I said, listen, I know that I've been a little rough on you. I know that it's been a little challenge. I want you to know that when it comes time to get up there and do your dance on the stage, the only thing I will be feeling is proud. I want you to know, and I looked at all 18 of these kids, I love you all. You've all worked your hardest. I want you to only go out there knowing I'm going to be proud of you. There's not going to be any yelling. There's not going to be any, did you do good enough? You're only proud. One little kid who was kind of a little bit of a nervous little kid, when she was listening to me talk, she goes, phew. And so I knew in that moment, if just for that one kid needed to hear me say that. And I had to resist in that moment the urge to cry because I felt it. I felt it. I kind of had like a flashback of my teachers, the ones that were hard on me, the ones that didn't think I was good enough. And, oh, good, she's still going to love me and be proud of me, even if I make a mistake. That is so valuable to those kids, that balance between pushing them, challenging them, and letting them know you're proud of them. And that word balance is such key in this whole thing. It's only when this idea of competition gets way off balance to the things I described at the beginning, the trampling on others, the bullying, the aggrandizing ourselves, that's when it's not so good. It's okay, I tell the kids, it's okay to know there's going to be other kids who are better than you. Accept it. There's going to be other kids who are better at tap than you, but you might be better at ballet than them. There's going to be kids who are great batters, and there's going to be kids who can't do it to save their life. That's all just part of being normal. You're not going to be good at everything. And I let them know that. You're not going to be good at everything. Maybe you've heard this little story. Mama watching her son out in the backyard, watching him. He gets his bat, he gets his ball. Some of you heard me tell the story before, but I can't resist. He says, I'm the greatest batter in the world. He throws up the ball and misses. All right, that's another ball. He's yelling out, I'm the greatest batter in the world. Throws up the ball. Still misses. Third time, I'm the greatest batter in the world. He keeps going, misses it. Stops, Mom sees him, and Mom's thinking, oh, poor kid, he can't hit the ball. She watches, he waits. I'm the greatest pitcher in the world. Isn't that great? I just love that story. I'm going to tell it every year, so if you're around, it didn't deter the kid. No. He just found a way to reframe it. That's productive competition. He was challenging himself. This wasn't working, so I'm the greatest pitcher. That's great. I love that. So maybe he accepts that he's not the greatest batter in the world, but he is the greatest pitcher. All right. The guy named Henry Emerson Fosdick said, have the daring to accept yourself as a bundle of possibilities and undertake the game of making the most of your best. There we go. Have the daring to accept yourself as a bundle of possibilities and undertake the game of making the most of your best. Not somebody else's best. The game of making the most of your best. Challenging yourself. Okay, so I came up with an acronym for this. TMP. Tapping my potential. TMP. I'm going to tap my potential. Not comparing to that guy or that she, but just my potential, doing the best that I can. Now we're talking productive. So challenging ourselves, just ourselves, is so important. I'm sure you've all heard stories such as a story I read recently about a woman who, this is back when there wasn't very many women in the Boston Marathon, in a time when she was 40 years old. Some people would say past your competitive prime, not. But she decided to train for this Boston Marathon. And the day comes, and first of all, she was getting a lot of sneers and jeers because, again, it was a time when a lot of women didn't do it. So a lot of people didn't want her there, but she was determined to challenge herself. She's running the marathon, and her feet are blistered and bloody and not so good, and people going by and bumping into her, and just, not so good, but she was determined to keep going. The story goes that she gets within yards of the finish line, but by now, it's way late, and a lot of people have gone home. But it's her friends and family who are still there encouraging her. She falls, and she is so spent. Can you imagine running 26 miles? Or 26 point, whatever that is. Thank you. 26.2? I can't. Falls and just lays there seemingly, no, I can't do this. Can't even lift up her head. Her friends come in, her family comes in and says, look up, look up. Got her to look up. It's right there. It's in your reach. And helped her get up, and somewhere from deep down inside her, pulled that out of her to get through the makeshift finish line that they had spread across for her to finish that. That particular story, I've heard many like it, where somebody has that innate personal desire to finish that goal. It didn't matter that she won. It didn't matter that she was dead last and literally everybody had gone home. It didn't matter. She wanted to finish. That's, in my mind, productive, challenging yourself competition. We have somebody else here in our midst who likes to challenge herself a whole lot. How many of you have ever heard of a thing called Spartan races?
You.
How many of you have heard Spartan? Raise your hand. Spartan races? Only a small handful. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about it. I don't know all about it. Let me tell you a little bit about it. There's all different levels, first of all. So there's like this really high level of athletes who you might see on TV, is Spartan races. But there's all different levels where these folks have to run up hills and down hills. They have to climb ropes, and they have to go over walls, and they have to go under the ropes or whatever in the mud, to go in the water. They have to go through all kinds of obstacles. How many? Any? Just average?
Whoa.
About 25 obstacles and different amounts of miles, right? So the person I'm talking about is Pat Richards.
Yeah, Pat.
How many? What was your last one? How many miles? 10 miles, 25 obstacles. Okay, I'm thinking just getting over one of those walls, I spent one, not 25. But she's training, she trains with a group of people, and they train for the running, they train for the climbing, they train all of it. She's been training for a long time. And what I know about Pat is the reason she does it is to challenge herself. More so than am I as good as her, maybe you use those people as your inspiration, yeah? But it's to challenge yourself. And the good thing is that there's also age categories. So you don't have somebody I don't mean that as a bad thing. Yeah, to make it somewhat fair, right? So you're not going to be a 50-something against a 20-something. That wouldn't really be fair. So even though there might be a little friendly competition within the group that Pat's in, it's a friendly competition. I don't even know the other people, but I just know Pat, so I know it's a friendly competition. Kind of pushing and inspiring each other. But what Pat has in